everyone, this is Julie from the Kevin and Julie Personal Wellbeing and Financial Health channel. Today the video will be on the topic of the power of words. So do you know the power of words? Have you ever heard that? Has anyone ever told you about the power of words? Well, this is something that's really of interest to me. It's actually built within me because as a child, my mom always instilled in me the power of words, and I was really interested today to talk about that just because I know firsthand, knowing about the power of words and having that awareness, how much this can actually help with your personal well-being. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you to help you a little bit understand what I mean by the power of words is to explain a little bit how the brain works. Although I'm not a psychologist or neurologist or anything like that, I know by some readings that I've done that the brain, when you tell it a specific word, it will actually not understand the context behind the word or the background. It will just register the word itself. So I'll give you a quick little example. So if you're trying to remember something to do during your day, we have a tendency to say, okay, don't forget this specific thing. But if you don't realize, you're actually telling your brain the word forget. You're not telling it to remember something, you're saying don't forget. So the word that registers within your brain is that word forget. Instead, what you could do is actually say, remember to X, Y, and Z, whatever that might be. So just the difference of telling your brain to remember something instead of actually telling your brain to forget something makes a huge difference. I actually challenge you to actually try that out the next time you're trying to remember something. I know it makes a huge difference, and I know when I was a little kid and my mom would always say, remember something, I was like, well, no, my friends always say, don't forget. And she explained to me this sort of how the brain works, and I thought that was really interesting. Also, what I wanted to showcase a little bit with the power of words is how we can use this to our advantage. So as soon as we know a little bit how our brain works and how some of the words that we use have a specific reaction, we can use it for things like to build specific goals, to build confidence, to motivate ourselves, encourage ourselves, and to actually lower stress. So here again, I'm here to tell you how to squash the stress, very interestingly. So that's a few things that we can do with the power of words and just how we use our specific words day to day. So it makes a huge difference, the choice of words that you use every single day. So I'll give you a direct example. At one point, I really wanted to test out how the power of words works on your brain. And so a friend of mine had asked me to do a 5K run with her during the summer. I do some exercise and I like going to the gym and working out a little bit, but I actually never ran before. I always had difficulties a little bit with my knees due to dance class and stuff like that. But I was up to the challenge and I said, well, what a great way to test the power of words. So without actually doing a specific training for a 5K run, but just doing regular exercise, I actually decided to also train my brain on giving me positive words towards preparing for the race. So for example, I heard that a good benchmark for a 5K run was about 30 minutes. So every single day, I would start a routine to actually tell myself, okay, I will be doing the 5K run within 30 minutes. So I really instilled that in my brain, and I really was curious to see if that would work. And so the day of the run, I prepared like normal, and I went for the 5K, and as I was running the whole time, I kept on saying in my brain, I got this, I'm gonna do it within 30 minutes. And funny enough, when I looked at my timing, I actually did my 5K in 30 minutes. So I was really impressed and really interested. So I actually decided to do a little bit more research. So that really got me even more motivated into learning about the power of words. So I also decided to start wanting to build on my confidence. So I know that I'm someone that can be a little bit, have a little bit of a self-esteem, a little bit lower confidence than others. And so I decided to test that with the power of words. So in my house, I decided to take a lot of different Post-its and put positive wordings on those Post-it and post them everywhere that I would go. So I would have something in the bathroom, something on the kitchen table, on the fridge, right before I went out the door, close to my purse, a lot of different places. And I also decided to change or use my password. So you know, with technology and everything today, and at work there's so many passwords that we need. Well, I decided to use positive wordings to encourage my self-confidence with the passwords. So I really found that within a few days of just looking at those words, and not just looking at them, but actually saying them out loud or within my head if I was typing in my password, that it really gave me a little bit more of that confident boost. So I was really interested in all of that. I decided to start reading a book that was called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And that was really interesting because it gave me a little bit more insight on how the power of words as well can be used. And I really want to encourage you to look at different books, because if you go on Google, if you go on YouTube, on TED Talks, there's so many videos out there. I mean, if you know Tony Robbins, who is a very famous coach, he used the power of words. And if you take any coaching training, you'll hear how much the words can really affect our body, our well-being. I mean, try it out as well. If you want, in the morning, how is it different if you wake up with a positive mindset and saying, this is going to be a great day, compared to saying, oh, this is going to be a very difficult day? It has a huge impact on you. On a more sad note, I guess, in 2012, I was really hit with a sickness, and it was very difficult. For a full year and a half, I could only eat 5 things, and my body was so anxious and so much like falling apart that I was having a lot of struggle. And so at first, I was really depressed. I found it really difficult. I kept on going to see doctors and doctors. No one knew what was going on with me. So that was very discouraging. But at one point, I decided, you know what? I've always been interested in the power of words, and I saw how good it had worked with my 5K run. So I decided to use the power of words with all of this. So as soon as I introduce having positive mindset, saying positive words, positive affirmation, putting great things of me getting better, figuring out that I would get a solution to what was going on, every single day, everything would get better, and it just completely changed my life. And I'm not the first to actually mention that. You probably heard from either someone that you know, or from television, or anything like that. Anyone that has positive mindset or is really instilling positive words within themselves when they're dealing with something difficult, how much easier it is to come out of it, and how much doctors say that they get healthier even better. I know at the same time, when I was very sick, there was 2 other people that were going to the same doctors as me and had similar issues, and they were stuck into the negative mindset. And I noticed how once I started to get better, they were still struggling and still having difficulties. And I'm not sure how they are today, but I know that even a year after I was fully recovered, they were still struggling. I mean, I understand that there's other things that can come into play, but I know how much life becomes so much more easier when I decided to change my mindset. So having said that, that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you today. Just give you a little bit of a tidbit information on what the power of words is and how it affected my life. I know right now as well, I try to really be conscious of the words that I use. I even try to do the same thing with people around me, just to be sensitive, because it's so important as human beings to use positive words with others. So I want to encourage you to look at more information on this. Try out the few tips and tricks that I said, maybe having some affirmations or changing your password to positive insights or anything like that. So thank you very much for watching. I really hope that I was able to give you a little bit of a glimpse on how the power of words can actually really help with your personal well-being. And so I would encourage you to please click on the like button, please subscribe to our channel, and please share some comments. I would love to hear from you, love to hear what are your experiences with affirmations. This is something that I also want to continue learning, so please share with me, and thank you so much. So from our living room to yours, have a wonderful evening. Thank you.